This week on the New Leadership Normal, here's a quick way to get trust on track. Let's talk about the cycle of mistrust today. When there's trust, we can move at full speed. When there's a lack of trust, we're tentative. You can't win if you're tentative. Of course, you're a leader, but let's think for a moment about trust between you and your boss in order to illustrate. Spoiler alert, the same principles apply to your boss not trusting you or you not trusting someone on your team. If you think about your relationships, some symptoms, if they exist, require action. Here are some examples. The two of you don't talk as much as you used to, and the conversations are quick. Quick comments seem to have a bite to them. You're surprised by information more often. Your ideas are met skeptically. When you're discussing what you consider a win, your leader's demeanor is one of disappointment. When you really need it, your leader doesn't have your back. You feel like you can't get anything done, and if you do, it doesn't matter. Bottom line, if you're seeing these symptoms, your leader doesn't trust you. Think for just a moment. Does anyone on your team possibly see these symptoms in reference to you? Are you familiar with the cycle of mistrust? The leader has a negative assumption about the employee. Due to natural self-protection, the leader reinforces this negative assumption in their mind and behaves as if the negative assumption is valid. The employee observes the leader's behavior and interprets it as aggressive. The employee forms negative assumptions in reference to the leader. The employee then, acting to self-protect, acts aggressively. The leader observes this aggressive behavior and reinforces their original negative assumption, and the cycle continues with no hope of salvaging the relationship. Because of real or imagined original assumptions, the writing's on the wall for the relationship, and unchecked, it's going to end badly. Perception is reality. We're dealing with feelings here. Understand that logic doesn't always prevail. How do we get trust back on track? Rise above it. Don't play. The cycle of mistrust doesn't continue if people don't play the game. If your leader does something, like perhaps not supporting you in a meeting with another department, what do? Think about how your reaction will contribute to the cycle of mistrust. There are a number of actions you can take. What can you do differently to not exhibit self-protective behavior? You see, taking the responsibility for breaking the cycle allows you to deal with the problem directly and professionally. A quick note about fairness. When I'm counseling two people in conflict, I advise both of them to take responsibility. It's not fair in the truest sense of the word for one to step up. But so what? That's what it takes. Give some thought to your role in the cycle of mistrust. Let me know if I can help. Look in the description below if you're on YouTube for the link to the blog post that has more details. What do you think? I'd love to hear your experiences with the cycle of mistrust, both wins and losses. Thanks for joining me. If you missed us last week, click the video to your right for How Certain Are You? Will I see you on Saturday morning? Each Saturday, our special email conversation focuses on you as a leader with a message that you won't see anywhere else. Click the link on the top right of your screen or visit jimcanterucci.com. Please join us for more next week on the New Leadership Normal.